Triggers are not harm. I feel like that has become a mantra to me that I have repeated so many times. Triggers are not harm. Triggers are actually a doorway into abandoned parts of the self. So parts that were um, disconnected during a traumatic event or some event that was too much for the self to process at the time. So the part that holds the embodied memory of that event gets disconnected, dissociated from. And triggers are like our events that are basically like a way for that part to try to be seen. So it's really like the trigger itself is really not a threat or a dangerous, harmful thing. It's like that, it's basically a younger, hurt part asking for help, trying to be seen, trying to be noticed. And sometimes triggers happen and it's really not a good time or place. So it's not always the best thing to move into a trigger, right? If I'm in an environment where there's really no space to be with that part and meet with that part and allow that part to move through its trauma and reintegrate, then yes, it's a good idea to get untriggered, to do things to regulate, to come back from the trigger, that sort of thing. But if the space is safe, then it's a wonderful opportunity to step into that trigger and see what comes up, and then meet with that part and allow that part to express what's real for that part. Those parts are not living in the present moment. And whatever happened in the present moment that felt so threatening and painful is really just like an echo, or like a reflection, almost like a metaphor for the event that actually was extremely painful and threatening. So the pain and the fear that comes up when I am triggered is not new pain and fear. It's not pain and fear about the present moment. It's pain and fear from the part that's stuck in the past. So I talk in other videos about what it looks like to actually step into a trigger. But the irony is that the safer a space or a person is, the more likely I am to get triggered. Because the more likely my hurt, suppressed, disconnected parts are likely to want to come out. So if I'm with, the persons who are closest to me are the ones that trigger me the most, and the spaces that are set up to be really supportive and loving and kind and inclusive and welcoming and safe are the most likely to trigger me, because that's the space in which those parts think, oh, this is an opportunity. This place is so welcoming, it's so inclusive, it's so safe. I might be welcome here. Like, this might be a place where I can be seen and heard and loved and witnessed in the trauma that I hold, and then I could move through it and come to the present moment. So triggers, in the right context, triggers can be a very painful, a very terrifying, but beautiful gift for healing and integration. Thanks for checking in.